I want especially to thank the citizens and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis for rescuing the country from the misguided administration that ruled as if we were in a banana republic, unwilling and unable to do what's right for the people. I pledge that the people and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis will forever be in my heart, my mind, and my prayers. And that is why, in spite of many distractions, empty rhetoric, and unkind abuse of the election losers, the people's democratically elected government has remained focused, working honestly, sincerely, and diligently on behalf of the people. The citizens and residents can trust us to be strong, to be firm, and wise. I must remind all that 20 years of a petty autocratic regime and the free-for-all cannot be undone in 2 nor 3 months. Patience and wisdom are still salient virtues. We have, over the last 2 months, accomplished much, and we have received commendation, some from former foes and friends alike. Our tone in government has been different, and as a government we appear as we are, disciplined, thoughtful, and busy doing things for all the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Some marvel how in less than 2 months we made good on our promise to remove VAT from food, medicine, and funeral expenses. To have proposed it is one thing, but it is another feeling when you hear the consumers praise the government for the significant reduction in the cost of living in our country. Just last Saturday, the Attorney General and I were in Nevis. We entered the supermarket there, and I took the opportunity to mingle and to ask as many of the shoppers, how are things? Are you seeing any evidence of a reduction? 100% responded, 100% had seen the reduction thanks to the hard work of this government. VAT removal, in the view of many, is a major victory for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. As if that was not work enough, we move post-haste to honor another promise and another commitment. Former sugar workers and their families await with eager expectancy the correction of the injustice done to them way back in 2005. In this regard, without a single penny taken from the National Treasury, we secured EC $16 million grant to right a wrong to the farmer sugar workers. Thanks to the benevolence and the humanitarian spirit of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, it is now perhaps a little comedy to hear those who refuse to pay and properly compensate former sugar workers 10 years ago now enjoin us to say that these former sugar workers have been wrong and they deserve their fair share. I am happy to report that the committee charged with delivering restorative justice to former sugar workers in St. Kitts and Nevis has been working hard. And Mr. Osbert D'Souza, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, is heading what is a 17-member team drawn from government, private sector, and labor. I can report that a secretariat will be opened shortly in Bastia to receive reports, concerns, and even recommendations from former sugar workers. To ensure the views and concerns of all are considered, the committee has asked for a bit more time to put forward their final report. I have granted that very reasonable request. I repeat, we in this government will not hurry ourselves, lest we live by the maxim, hurry dog eats rock on. It is tentatively proposed that this committee will complete its report soonest, and that we will make a single payment, single installment, not 3 as we done last time. Single payment to the former sugar workers on or before independence of 2015. So that may well be their Independence Street. I am equally happy to report that the first installment of budgetary support of EC 10 million has been made to the Nevis Island government as was promised and committed. Equally, I want to report that we have transferred administrative responsibility for PEP in Nevis to the Nevis Island administration. This was a long-standing request of the Nevis Island administration. Consistent with our commitment in the Charlestown Accord, we are working amicably with the Nevis Island administration and supporting its mandate to serve the people. We have recently appointed some new boards as it reflects our own interest and shareholding in a number of public sector entities. The directors chosen represent the diversity of our great nation. We will continue to be deliberate and patient as we seek to get individuals to work for government and serve on boards who want to truly serve their country selflessly. Some boards which have already been installed include the St. Kitts Nevis National Bank, the National Trust, Social Security Board, CFBC Board, Physical Development and Planning Board, Z Broadcasting, and in the course of next week, we shall finalize all public sector board. We continue to work diligently to ensure that St. Kitts and Nevis is a safe place to live, to work, to play, to visit, and conduct business. I'm delighted to have here the Acting Commissioner of Police, Stafford Grant, ACP Ian Quealy, and ACP Henderson, who are part of the high echelons of the police force, charged with responsibility to serve and to protect us all. The security forces have taken measures to address the upsurge in violent crime. Some of these public safety measures were enunciated last week in a statement by Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Stafford Liebert, and they include, but are not limited to, the following: increasing activity of the security forces in identified hotspots to prevent and detect crime, deployment of the Police Command Center to coordinate the activities of the security forces, implementing traditional and modern community policing methods in our neighborhoods, harnessing new technology to fight crime, including effective use of a modern CCTV system in public spaces. On that note, we have heard many talks about CCTV. We are working hard to move beyond talk to ensure speedy implementation of this particular program. I must remind the country that we all have a part to play in creating a safe and secure environment for prosperity. This, of course, comes from job creation and investment in capital enterprise, and in our people. One of the initiatives that allows us to invest in our people and in our infrastructure is the Citizenship by Investment Program. This program has been essential to the St. Kitts and Nevis economy. It has become the catalyst for growth and development, and it is integral to our economic success and social stability. The World Bank reports for 2014 would reflect that this particular program contributes about 36% of government revenue and is somewhere nigh double digits in its contribution to overall GDP. My administration therefore understands the need to make the CBI program more viable. We are committed to expeditiously putting the necessary reforms in place to ensure the long-term economic sustainability of the program. Just last week, the Attorney General and officials of the government visited Park Hyatt site. He reported back to me that there were over 200 employees working hard on the site. I had the opportunity to sit with one of the representatives from Park Hyatt, who was proud to tell me of their progress. He was thrilled to report good news about the site, and I was even more satisfied to hear of it. In response to the serious concerns and actions of both the US and Canadian governments, the former administration commissioned in the fall of 2014 an independent evaluation of the CBI program. This evaluation was done by an internationally acclaimed firm in risk management and in due diligence, IPSA International. We are working hard to ensure that the procedures become more efficient and transparent at the Citizenship by Investment Unit. And in response to the serious concerns that you know about, expressed in May 2014 with the US advisory, expressed in November 2014 when Canada withdrew the visa-free access to citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, the government was urged to act quickly to rescue that particular program. The government, by and large, had gotten into an election mode and had paid very little attention to IPSA's recommendation. I can say today that this government has reviewed the report, and after consultation with a wide cross-section of persons representing developers, agents, service providers, lawyers, ordinary citizens, and workers, we have decided that it is in the best interests of our country that we implement the 20 recommendations proposed by IPSA International. These will form the basis of our efforts to restructure, reform, and reposition the Citizenship by Investment Program and unit in particular to restore it to its former glory, not just to become known as a program which is the oldest, but a program which is the best and which will become a leader in best practices in such a program. Among the 20 recommendations that have been proposed and which we have accepted are: 1, the rollout of a case management tool to streamline the application management process within the Citizenship by Investment Unit. Changes to the Citizenship Unit's organizational structure to enhance processing capabilities and mitigate risks, and improve risk assessment process, and a review of previously approved applicants. IPSA has now been engaged to assist us in moving forward in carrying out these recommendations, including the immediate implementation of the case management tool. And we are expecting, as a result of that, there will be greater transparency, there will be greater efficiency in the work at the Citizenship by Investment Unit. You will note that we have not accepted our own advice. We brought the professional report, we considered it, and we have started to give the program then by implementing those recommendations from people who know the program. We are giving the CIU and our program a fresh start. We, to our partner governments across the world, and of course, critically important to us, are the governments of the USA, Canada, UK, and the European Union. I pledge my word that no undesirable will be allowed to take advantage of our program. We shall work actively with you to make this happen. We shall not permit nor condone the sale of any diplomatic passport. Our reputation is not for sale for any price. We shall be revoking any passport that was used fraudulently. We will not allow our country's good name to be sullied. We shall also make provisions to revoke the citizenship of any citizen, or should I say, any economic citizen, who within 5 years of the issuance of the certificate of registration commits a serious crime, like an act of terrorism, or appears on an international sanctions list, or on a wanted list of any country or international body, or is named in any scandal that might bring our beloved country into disrepute. Anybody who made false claims or provided us with misleading information at the time of making the application will have their citizenship revoked. We are very serious about this. This is a fresh start to a transparent program. This is a fresh start to resetting our relationship with the USA, with Canada, with the EU, who have all expressed public concern about identity management practices and the participation of illicit actors in the program. We will not just talk the talk, we will walk the walk. To genuine investors, I regret consequential delays you may have experienced as my government paused and took stock of a program which was solid when we inherited it from the former regime. We welcome your interest and investment in our beautiful islands. To the developers, like Park Hyatt, etc., who are creating projects that will bring employment and investment to our country, we say you are most welcome. We understand that the Citizenship by Investment Program is a useful source of funding. Legitimate developers who create a positive economic impact on our islands will continue to enjoy the benefits of the program. Tourism is a great source of income for this country. And of course, you are aware that most of these projects are, as it were, involve the tourism industry. And so there is a support base there. We are looking, of course, at other projects. Some projects who, in many ways, we consider to be unbecoming of the signature of an approved project under this program. Some of these, some have described as projects representing building empty boxes, too small for value, overpriced in nature. this government is concerned about such developments, and in time we shall indicate how we intend to move forward to ensure that these projects do not again sully what should be the beautiful landscape of St. Kitts and Nevis. Finally, to the citizens of my beloved St. Kitts and Nevis, I can assure you that not only are we working to protect and safeguard your travel rights to more than 140 countries, but we are adding to the list. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mark Brantley, announced recently that he had brought to successful conclusion the visa-free entry for our citizens to Brazil. We are in consultation with other countries, and the success of these talks will be announced in due course. This administration is determined to restore the world's trust and confidence in our program. This is our number one priority. The purpose of the program, when originally established, was to attract investors of good character. I underscore good character, to make a substantial contribution to the development of the Federation. It is regrettable that the vulgar and lax approach of the former administration resulted in the program becoming embroiled with illicit actors. St. Kitts and Nevis will move forward. Our program will not be derailed, nor will we allow anyone to hijack it for his or her personal gain. We are working diligently to ensure it is safeguarded for all of our people. The needs and desires of all the stakeholders, be they foreign governments, investors, developers, and our citizens and residents, are being addressed. You will see further improvements in the process in the coming weeks, and I shall be working energetically to ensure that all the different needs are met without in any way compromising our security or sovereignty. The St. Kitts and Nevis Citizenship by Investment Program is back on track, and we are open for business and applications from genuine investors of good character without compromising the integrity of the program. With these reforms, one of the pillars of our economic future in St. Kitts and Nevis will now be stronger than ever.